Bay. I know you got on them heels and all, but this episode got Hot Dog, Big Gooch, and Slick talking reckless. I can't miss it.
Now, you know Hot Dog wrong for that. Talking about he invented lemon pepper wings.
Ain't no way. That man been lying since the fish fry in 94.
Hey, the date's gonna have to wait. The Glenville Corner Store podcast just dropped a new episode.
Hey, what's happening, good people? Long time no see, long time no hear from. We're back at the Corner Store, and I am one of the hosts, Shannon Hot Dog Howard, and I'm waiting on my guys to come in here soon. But I got one of my favorite people on the show with me tonight, Micah King. What's up, brother?
Not a whole lot. What's going on? It's a lot to unpack in that intro, though. I need to hear about the fish fry '94. I need to hear about the invention of lemon pepper wings.
Like you say, hot dog was lying. I don't know which hot dog you're talking about. Boy, that joke was lying.
It's a lot to unpack in that.
Oh yeah, man. How you been, man?
Pretty good, man. Just trucking along. Hey, school started back, so normal parenthood things.
Yeah, same here, man. Back in the swing of things. The one good thing about it is a man's favorite time of the year, football season.
It's don't call me until Monday season.
Yeah, man, low 912. Yeah, man. So if you're tuning in, this is the Corner Store podcast where a couple of guys from Glenville, Georgia, let you in on our group chat where we talk about everything from politics, entertainment, current events, old childhood stories, and whatever we need to inform each other on and putting it out there to the public. Tonight, we're going to touch on a few subjects as our co-hosts come in. If they don't, then you guys will get the information. But this is just a reboot to another season. What is this, like our third season, Mike? Might as well say.
Yeah, it's got to be third season. What's going on, Rodney? I see the comments.
Yes.
That's new. But
oh yeah. There's some new features here. So let us know how we're coming in. If you can hear us, if we're clear, if you like the graphics that show up. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in to us. What's going on, Big Rock Dinkins? And then if you're tuning in, let us know where you're watching the show from. And if you watch the replay, be sure to comment in the chat so we can take those comments and create topics off of those going forward into the new year. Before we get started, I know I saw some breaking news, but I don't know if it's true because Facebook has some of everything on there, bro. Did Michael Parsons get traded to Green Bay?
That's what it's looking like. Michael Parsons is going to Green Bay, and they probably became the best. They probably gonna be the best defense in the league. I'm gonna go ahead and call it now.
Yeah, they were pretty stout last year. The offense was good. I mean, with him coming, that's just gonna make the chemistry of both sides even better.
Yeah, I don't understand what Jerry Jones was thinking.
Man, I'm thinking Jerry might be up there with our president, bro. He got a touch of dementia or something, bro. Like the decision he makes is like, man, this cat is like a generational player, a generational talent that you can build around.
I feel like
now he got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like Jerry Jones has always been used to negotiating from the standpoint of like the power. Like I got all the power, but this situation you don't. It's either you're gonna have Michael Parsons and have the best defense in the league, or you're not, and y'all gonna suck even worse. So
man,
you didn't have any leverage.
And man, I think he's gonna have that Randy Moss chip on his shoulder. Remember how everyone thought the Cowboys were gonna take Randy Moss, and they didn't. And every time he played him, he killed him.
Yeah, wasn't that like his first game in the NFL ever? He played the Cowboys and just murdered them.
Man, every game he averaged over 100 and something yards. I remember one game he only had 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, and over 146 yards.
That's wild.
Killed them, bro. Killed them. But man, Cowboys aren't going to be any good until Jerry retired, kick the bucket. So
yeah, that's it. Speaking of NFL though, since the last time we've been on, I think Sterling was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So definitely congratulations there.
Yeah, definitely congratulations to both of those and the entire Sharp family, to Libby, to their mother, and all of those that are related to them, and definitely to the one of them ones, Coach Hall. He goes down in American history as the only coach to coach and mentor two brothers to the highest level of professional football. So we salute Coach Hall. We're going to try to get him on this season again as we go into football season. I see we got some more people tuning in. What's going on, Tanil? I was going to call you our childhood nickname, but happy birthday again. You're getting a little older there. Is it the Big 5-0? Let us know. Is it the half a century? If not, you're close to it. So happy birthday to you. Yeah, man. But once again, salute to the Sharp brothers and Rock. Yeah, I know we got fantasy draft coming up this weekend. Just know both of those boys are retired, so don't go picking them.
You're gonna lose every week if you pick retired.
Every week. Every week. Yeah, man. But getting back to the show, man. Speaking of black men, brother, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you when it comes to mental health and physical health? Where would you say you are?
So mental health, I'm probably about a 8. I'll say I'm pretty good in that department. Physical health, though, man, I'm lacking. I did start going back to the gym, but I gotta be consistent. So physical health, I'm probably about a 5 or a 6, and that's being generous.
Oh man, it's all good. As long as you're health conscious and you know you need to do what you need to do, you just have to do it. Like I tell a lot of people, if you know better, do better. Because right now, man, more hospitals are closing faster than they're opening. So that healthcare may not be there as it used to be. And I just read some articles earlier this morning where the FDA is lowering the regulations on food. They actually removed some regulations on food where they're not even keeping up with certain germs that impact us. I think one of them is E. coli. That's one of the ones that they are keeping up with. And I forget the other one, but there are like other germs and infections that could impact us, just like E. coli and the other dangerous viruses. But now they don't even have the capacity, the funding, or any of that to keep up with it.
Hmm.
So being health conscious is big for if you're listening out there right now, man. It starts in the kitchen and then it starts with your movement. You can never outwork a bad diet, but you got to start somewhere. Like if I were you, I mean, we always talk about in the chat about getting our appointments, going to the doctor, seeing where we need to start, and then seeing where we need to take it to where we're trying to go. So if you're out there listening, let's get those checkups in. Then let's get a plan. A lot of people just wing it. They go to the doctor and the doctor say, "Hey, you need to lose weight," but then they don't know what to do after that. So reach out to someone, reach out to me, go to my fitness group, drop chats or comments in the chat. If you need help, there's plenty of trainers in there, even including myself. And that's what the group is for. We're here to help you and help you get
It's
there.
a
And
it's a
Michael,
good group. I will say plug into it. I run fitness, like the letter I run, and then fitness. So definitely plug into that group. There's a lot of good insight. I'm at least
oh
looking
yeah,
at
it's a lot of good insight. Yep. So if you can go to it. It's Run 24.
Run 24.
You
That's it.
should be able to see it. There's a 3 backslash and then the word Run 24 in there, and then you can just join the group. Drop your questions in there, or if you want to participate, let us know what you're doing to improve your lifestyle through fitness and nutrition. But Michael, you're a preacher, and you instill a lot to black men, black women, to the youth, to the elderly. Mental health is big, bro.
It's huge.
20% of our black men are suffering from mental health, and less than 50% seek help with mental health. As a pastor, you're kind of a therapist on Sunday. What would you give to those that may come across this podcast or watching later to help them with their mental health with the current state that we're in as far as politics, economics, employment? Like there's a lot of moving parts going on right now.
Hmm. One thing sometimes, and a good first step is just to unplug, because we get so much data from our phones, from our laptops, tablets, watches. I just got Meta glasses and I got notifications coming there straight in my ear. So we get a lot, not these. These are just regular glasses, but I do have the Meta ones. But we get a lot of data just being downloaded to us. And sometimes, oh, you got them?
I got them right here. I had them since Christmas.
Oh,
My
man.
wife got them. Now I got to find something good for her this Christmas.
Yeah. But unplug and take some time to figure out what's your thoughts, actually. Because a lot of times it's some of the things that we're thinking about are the things that the algorithm continually puts in front of us. And so it's hard to decipher what am I actually thinking, how do I actually feel, and what has been fed to me to feel by the algorithm or by the different apps that I'm plugged into every day. So take some time to unplug, take some time to figure out what how do I actually feel, what are my thoughts, and no, you don't have to instantly know how to feel, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we get news, sometimes we get information that we don't know how to process in the moment. And with the way the world moves now, it's like we got to have an instant reaction, instant feeling. Take some time to really process and figure out how you feel versus, again, what is somebody telling me to feel this way? Is this based on tradition or how I think someone wants me to feel, or do I actually feel this way? So take some time to unplug. Of course, like Shannon said, I am a preacher, so my first go-to is going to be faith, being rooted and grounded in something. So you always have something to go back to. So faith is big for me. If you aren't rooted and grounded in something, you won't have that home base or that touch base to go back to and say, okay, this is the basic, this is the beginning, and then work your way back to where you are. And then don't be afraid to reach out. And if you don't feel like, hey, faith isn't enough, there's a lot of help out there everywhere. You got the 988 that provides services and counseling. You got things that uh, through the state, things that are private. So if you feel like Tanil said, if you feel like you're gonna be judged or you feel like somebody is gonna think about you in a certain kind of way, all those places are confidential. All those places they keep your information private. Tell your doctor about it. Your doctor has to keep that confidential between you and them. So tell them about it and they can make some recommendations and tell you where you can go. They can tell you where to go and get you some help, right? And potentially get you some help for free and get you some good help, some good clinical help. And then, like I said, that faith is always going to be my go-to. But when that's not enough, when you feel like that's not enough, or if you feel like that's not enough, take it a step further. Reach out to your doctor, professionals that can help you. But that first step, unplug. Don't unplug yet because we're not done with the podcast. But after we finish, then unplug.
Yeah, unplug. Got to take away some of that screen time. And just to add to that, say if you're not to the point of wanting to seek professional help, there are some small things that you can do yourself to help level set some of that mental health anxiety to where you can each morning I get up, the first thing I do is pray, then meditate. Meditation also helps level set the mindset. And then also you can listen to brain music. Brain music is the lo-fi music or certain frequency music that does something to the brain to help level set the anxiety. Those brain waves go throughout the body, go throughout all of your mental. Just take time to unplug, unwind, and refresh, recharge, and rejuvenate. So sometimes it's just the little things. The first thing in the morning, don't grab your phone. Don't get on the phone. Take time to wake up, get up, and then just have time to yourself. Reflect on how far you've come. Are you happy to that you are where you are, and then where you want to go from there? So the little things like that.
And going back to what you said about diet and the physical exercise, that also helps you mentally because think about all the chemicals that we introduce to our body through food that can impact balances in our brain and in our mind because our blood travels through every part of our body. So if those chemicals are being transported to our brain and heart and lungs and all that stuff, then that could cause some imbalances there too. So you may have to look at, hey, what am I eating?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, man. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning into the Corner Store podcast. We usually have more hosts on, but we're just letting you in on our insight. We're getting ready to relaunch season 3 of the Corner Store podcast, and we're gonna have guests on of all walks of life, from personal trainers, student athletes. Several of our co-hosts have kids that are in college now, not just in college, but they're like at LSU or in other colleges playing sports. And one of the topics that I wanted to touch on tonight is, well, before we get to that, let me bring this up here first. Get your assessment, Micah. Male NFL cheerleaders, bathroom dance drama. If you're in the chat, let me know your thoughts on this. Is the NFL doing too much, or is it a big nothing burger with them having male cheerleaders? A lot of people don't know some teams have already had male cheerleaders for the last several years, but now more teams have expanded it, and to be more inclusive, they now have male cheerleaders. And depending on your political views, they try to make it political, take it outside of the game. But what say you, Michael? Is it a big thing, a big deal to you?
I don't think it's a huge deal because I mean we watch a lot of college football on Saturdays, and those they have male cheerleaders in college and had them for a while. So male cheerleaders have, I guess, been a part of the sport for a while. Some high schools have them, and it's not really a big deal. They just kind of are there as a part of the cheer squad now. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. It just, you know, how everything is politicized now, to where the
Yeah, I feel
smallest
like
things they try
yeah,
to
that's kind of a
politicize.
weird thing to politicize though, because I mean, being a male cheerleader in college, from what I hear, is a big opportunity because you can get like just like any other athlete. And I've seen some of them dudes. They like rip. They look like they can play football. They just know how to do a lot of backflips and throw people in the air. But it's not like a huge deal. I don't think it's not. They're not gonna be like.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't get.
I mean, like I said, they try to politicize everything these days. Like, I didn't see many in high school when I was in high school, but now I see them all the time. The actual first male cheerleaders I saw in person was when I got to Savannah State and somewhere on the team. But I look back at old footage. There's always been male cheerleaders in the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, all of those. And then now that cheer competition have become even more prevalent and more competitive. I mean, you have men that are part of that. A lot of
Yeah,
times it's guys who participate in gymnastics. They also are cheerleaders.
yeah. I
So,
mean, so, and I'm trying to say this without sounding.
like Roderick, I
Yeah, it's
know
hard.
Slick probably watching.
Yeah, it's hard to match the power and strength that a male could put out from like a female. So it's kind of, if you don't have a male on your cheer squad, especially competition cheer, it's probably gonna be hard to win because you need that, just that bounce and that power, that explosiveness that the men can bring. But hopefully I didn't sound like Roderick when I said that.
Nah, you didn't sound like him because you know him. You'd have probably had a H bomb no on it. A hell no.
Man, I don't want none of them dudes cheering while I'm trying to.
Ain't got nothing to do with the game. You don't go to the game to watch the cheerleaders. The cheerleaders help you be motivated to cheer, but that's not the main purpose of it. So yeah. But we before we move on, we had a question from Rodney Dinkins, Big Bro Rock. What is my definition of mental health? My definition is the state of your well-being when it comes to anxiety mixed with your physical attributes and just being able to have a sense of clarity. To me, say for instance, if I go through a mental health crisis, it may be something to deal with death. How do I handle that? How do I bounce back from that? How do I get through that? So mental health to me can be a lot of things to a lot of people. It's going to be different from a lot of people. Mental health is how well are you thinking about what you're thinking about, your thought process, what all goes into that, and then when you come up against adversity, how do you get out of it? Does your mental health become a barrier, a block, state of mind, all of that good stuff? So, and then that's just my definition of it. I know there's clinical definitions of it. There's therapists out there have a more defined definition of it. But for me, I think it's a state of mind. How well is your state of mind, and all of that? So, but when I go into attacking mental health and trying to level set and balance it, I just add all of those things up to it. You're gonna have your highs and lows, but how do you maintain and level set that? And then, Mike, if you want to add to that, what is your definition of mental health?
Yeah, that's pretty much close to it. I'm working, well, not working closely, but involved in some things that some of the nurses here are doing. So not only my sister, but also Miss Rosa Melvin. She's a RN here as well in Glenville, who's been here for a long time. And one of her focuses is mental health. But that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what the definition is for the most part, like your state of mind at any given point in time, and then how you kind of mentally react to things that may happen, adverse situations or what have you. So it's kind of like how your mind reacts to different things that's happening in your life and your state of mental being, if you will.
Right, right. I concur with that. Yeah, and then Rock comes up. Let's see what he says. Oh yeah, yeah. I agree with that, bro. Like people will use that as a crutch to say, "Hey, I was going through a mental health crisis,"
Mm,
when a lot of times people know right from wrong, and some people just plain out evil. There may
right.
be some mental capacities that may be failing there, but some people just plain out evil when it comes to that stuff. And then a lot of times, I hate to get political with it, when our counterparts go through things, it's looked at as mental health. And when we go through it as black men, black women, it's looked at as we're criminals. Take the drug crisis in the late 80s, early 90s. It was all of us looked at as criminals. The opioid crisis has been twice, almost twice as big as the crack epidemic. But now they're looked at as a crisis.
Hmm.
They need treatment. They don't need to go to they aren't as criminalized as we are. It's looked at as a health crisis, mental health crisis. So depending on the prism or perspective that you're looking at it from, then that's what people are going to define it as. Some people use it as an excuse when it's really not an excuse. It's just the easiest thing to go to try to get out of whatever they're trying to get out of.
Hmm.
Yeah. But man, good stuff, good stuff. We're not gonna be on here long tonight. I was hoping some of the other guys would come on and join us. But man, Rock, I got a topic for you that I think you would like. Fantasy football, bruh. Fantasy football. So we have a group of guys, Tatton County players. We've been playing for the last how long have we been playing, Rock? At least 10 years or longer. And man, our draft is this Saturday. Michael, you might have to help me out, bruh. I might have to call you because I hadn't done my homework yet. You know I'm an AI guy, so I'm gonna have fast tracking using analytics and
So I was about
see
to say
what's
you gonna
what.
be running all kind of numbers and analytics and stuff.
All of that. I'm gonna tell you a short story, and Rock was one of them. Year before year last, when ChatGPT first came out, I used it just as a test, and then I followed some of the methodology and the techniques that it told me to do and made a few picks. Man, I started out 0-2.
Oh
Derek
dang.
Wicker, Rock. Man, what that AI at, my boy? Your team trash. After the first two games, I ran the table, bro. I said, yeah, I tried to tell y'all about AI. Now I got all the Christmas money. So this year I might have to do a few techniques. I don't know if I'm gonna use AI, but just go do my homework. If I have questions, I might have to hit you up, bro. But
Yeah,
with fantasy football, it's so big now. And I know you don't. Do you play fantasy?
I do. I usually don't do for money. I might jump in a league, but I
Okay.
usually don't play. I just play for fun if I do play and try to win. Now I was big on it when I was in college. but it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah, like now the fantasy leagues are almost at a $1 billion industry with all the people that are playing and
That's
all the
crazy.
people that partake in it. Matter of fact, my wife didn't even watch football until she found out you can win money with fantasy football. And when I first started playing, and I told her, yeah, this is the fee for it, this is the payout if you win. She started paying attention every Sunday, bro. And then she'd be like, "Oh, we winning today?" I say, "We." This came out of my pocket, not yours. So with that, does fantasy football interrupt family time, work? Like I've read reports where even production on jobs in the workplace where production has gone on because people are paying attention to fantasy football and trying to keep up with the trades, the drops, the ads, the injury report, all of that good stuff. Do you think it is a deterrence? Is it causing us to become counterproductive? It's getting in the way of family time. What say you?
I don't think so, unless somebody is just like glued to like they trade in stock options. I don't think it's interrupting family time. I mean, I'm sure it's probably is somebody out there with like 5 screens up, just looking at all the different things. Who was at practice? Who's on the IR? And doing all this stuff. I think the sports gambling is probably more could be more counterproductive than fantasy football. But I don't think fantasy football is that bad as far as that goes. Now somebody else might have a different experience with it, but for the most part, I mean, you draft, you make your trades, you set your lineup, and you let it ride.
Oh yeah, yeah. I pulled some numbers right before the show, and it says 28% of fantasy players admit to checking scores during weddings, funerals, even at the birth of their children.
I do that, and I
And
don't
it,
play fantasy football.
yeah, man. So I check it all the time. My problem now is I've joined so many leagues to where I get confused about this team, that team, and then you talk about that mental health, Brock. When you're in multiple leagues and you got certain players on your team in a certain league, and you're playing against them in another league, so you don't know who to cheer for, who to go against. Then you're stuck with it. So that's big, man. And we want to welcome our other co-host to the show, man. He's one of the smartest in Atlanta, in Georgia, on the Facebook, on the TikTok, and all of that. Welcome to the show himself, Mr. Edmund, Teacher of the Year Richardson. What's up, brother?
Yes,
Not
sir.
much, brothers. How y'all doing?
Man,
Doing
maintaining,
good.
bro. Maintaining. Yeah, we've kind of wrapped up the show almost, but we kind of touched on mental health and now talking about fantasy football, talking about physical health and all of that good stuff. But Rock asked a good question, Rodney Dinkins. What does mental health mean to you? And I'll throw it your way. What does mental health mean to you? What is your description of it? What is your definition?
That's a loaded question. As I go through therapy, what I'm realizing it's like you know how when you get on the plane they say you can't help anybody else until you help yourself, and I'm learning to do that. Right, putting me first now. Especially with kids, and you're taking kids everywhere. You're doing everything for kids, and oftentimes we forget about ourselves. And Shannon, I've been talking to you about this lately. Is putting my health and all these other things first. And right now you get spread so thin it can you mental health. I mean, like I said, it's a loaded question. I mean, it's just so much. First of all, you got to take care of yourself, and I'm learning to do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
And getting
Man,
help, going to a therapist, right? A lot of us, that's taboo in our community, going to see a therapist once, twice a
Absolutely.
month, right? And really talking through some of the things that we deal with, especially as men. We think we have to bottle that stuff up and hold it in and not share with anybody. And having not only therapists but good friends that you can talk to and talk through some of your issues with, and not hold that stuff on because that can be detrimental to your health.
yeah. And then one of the things that's prevalent in our community is black people are expected to be strong all the time, no matter what,
Yeah,
mentally, physically, and all of that. And then we don't want to show a sign of weakness by saying, hey, we need help in this area, especially mental health.
right,
And
right,
then a
right.
lot of times, a lot of us don't even realize we may need that help because we're so either tunnel vision with helping other people or tunnel vision with trying to help ourselves when we haven't even checked ourselves.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
definitely with that.
I'm glad y'all talked about that, man. We need to talk about it more. A lot of people, especially in our age range and our demographic, we don't deal with those things, man. And it's good to really talk through your issues and deal with that stuff, man, and help us not make a temporary. Make a permanent solution for a temporary situation. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then it's generational. I mean, there are habits our kids or young ones pick up based on our mental habits that we may show as an examples in them, so they feel like they need to operate in that same manner and get through things the same way we did, and it might not even be the correct way.
And I think, even with most of us got all of us got a son on here, sons. One of the things is talking with them, being more emotionally available to our kids, more so than our parents were with us, and helping them process their thoughts and their feelings. It's okay to, share your feelings and talk through your situation. And, I know I do that with my kids now. So before, I mean, like I was telling somebody the other day, our parents raised us so hard, man. The first time my mom ever told me she loved me was dropping me off to college, hugging me goodbye, And so, they didn't show that affection and love and express that to us in that way. I don't know how y'all parents operated, but I know, ours, I know they loved me, and I know my mom loved me and took care of me, but as far as showing it and expressing it and doing those things, I never, experienced that in childhood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My mom was a waterhead. Like when dropping me off to college and stuff like that, she boo hoo. I like, Ma, I ain't dead, right? Yeah, like I was passed away. Duck. Hey, bud, do what you need to do. Go ahead. To this day, he's never said I love you. I don't know why it don't come out from him like that. He says we love y'all. He always says that. But for some reason, I don't know whether it's old school mentality or just something about his manhood to where he can't say I love you. He always ends it with we love y'all. We'll talk to you later before he gets off the phone. So it just those old school mentalities and then breaking those and unlearning those habits. Because honestly, I never talked to him about life in my youth state. We've always talked about sports, but now I see that the talk with sports helped me through life, like commitment, teamwork, discipline, and dedication, and all of those things. But I wish you would have talked to me more about credit, paying bills, girls, fatherhood, and all of that. So my definition of fatherhood was based on him, and then my expansion of fatherhood was based on other men that I saw as father figures, like my Uncle Kent and some of the others. So.
Yeah, I give a shout out to Randy King, Dr. King. He did a good job of making sure, even though I didn't like necessarily, I still don't really like talking about it. He'd be trying to pull it out, but he did a good job of being available to talk, and that's something that he had to learn too from, or like learn because they grew up. Hey, we got to get the work done and push forward. Whatever got to be done, got to be done. We got to push forward. We got to get it done, and that's kind of how they operate. But he took the time to learn. All right, I can be available. You have to create that space. So if my son want to come talk, he can, or if he want to come cry, he can. And sometimes I didn't take advantage of it all the time. Still don't, but he did a good
Hold
job.
on. We got the police coming in the building. Y'all hear it? Uh-oh. There goes the show. There goes the show.
What's
We
up?
got Big
What
Bro
up?
in the
What up? What
building.
up?
Yeah. Hey, you like them new sound effects, bro? I
Man, I
logged
love
in
it.
the
I
night. I
love
was
it.
lost.
Hey,
Hold
I
up.
think the Lord told me he was trying to tell me not to come talk to y'all jokers tonight.
Yeah, you
Hey,
had
you
like
know the devil know the Bible too.
Bruh. He tried to tell me not to come mess with y'all tonight, man.
I started to tell you that when you sent that last message. I started to say it just ain't your night.
I told you, bro. Hey, so So I go.
How you lose your wallet, man?
I go and do some Sam shopping for some family event. Then we go across the road. We go to not Applebee's, what they call it, the buffet, Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
All right. As my
You
wife,
ate at a buffet?
Yeah, what?
You ate at a buffet?
Hey, our buffet is a little different than other buffets.
Oh. Hey.
It'll work. Let me tell you. Well, I live by one, and it's like that too. Hold on. Man, after EJ had to use the bathroom, we walked in the bathroom. This man came in there, used the bathroom. We were walking in, and he walked right out the stall. Didn't even wash his hands, went straight to the restaurant. EJ said, "You're not gonna wash your hands?" That stopped me right there.
Well, I ain't witnessed that yet, so I'm still gonna munch in there every 6 months. But my wife, my grandbaby had a little accident, so my wife was changing the baby. So I don't do. Anybody know me? Know I don't do boo boo, right? So I walk off from the car. Well, my old butt put my wallet on top of the car.
Oh no!
So as I get a little flustered because my wife wanted me to crank the car up, get the air conditioner run. I forget my wallet on top of the car. So my wallet got dropped on Jimmy Dice. Big truck ran over it, and some good people found my wallet and returned it.
How they saw the wallet in the road? They was walking?
They was coming from Lowe's, and they saw the truck hit it and said, "Man, that's a wallet." And they stopped and got it. So, and it's funny because Johnny and Nancy is the one that found my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny and Nancy grabbed my wallet, called USAA, went to the police station, went through my wallet. I had a gang of cards in there, my Social Security, my money. Johnny and Nancy didn't take nothing. Did the exercise to go get thing. But
hold on, dog. Before you go any further, we're gonna play a spontaneous game.
Hey,
hold on, bro. Hold on.
They would have took my wallet and got
you about to get away. I was gonna ask you, bro. We gonna play a quick game in the chat. Everyone who heard the story, they do this on the Breakfast Club. Guess what race this is? What race you think they are, Michael?
What race returned my wallet?
They were African American.
Yeah, they probably were.
Nasty.
What was their name again?
I don't know. Hey, and wouldn't accept I tried to give them some money for finding my wallet, and they wouldn't accept.
You already said that Golden Corral was in one of these areas, so
yeah. Hey, they sat across town waiting for me to come. Oh, one kicker. I had to show my ID to get my wallet back. So what race was that?
Hey, man. That's what you get. Lose your wallet. You're getting old, dog.
I know. They've been trying to get me. My wife bought me this little fancy fanny pack, man. And I've been fighting it, bro. But I done lost 3 cell phones, 2 wallets.
Man, you ain't got your merch.
Hold on. How you lost 3 cell phones?
Bruh, wearing jogging pants and, like these shorts. And when I sit down somewhere, it falls out and I don't hear it.
Okay.
I lost 2 phones within a matter of 5 days. 3 in a matter of a month. Brand new Samsung. So, hey, you will see me pimping that. I think you saw it. That Nike one bag I had across my chest when I went to Jacksonville.
Man, I got like 4 of them. I got like 4 of them, man. I call it my little merce.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and break down, bro. My mind ain't as sharp as it
is, bro. I don't know if it's y'all, but the older I get, the more stuff I have to carry, and I be having all kind of stuff in my pocket. My phone, wallet, keys. I was like, man, I need a bag. I see why.
Man, I'm losing weight. My pants falling down, bro. I'm just struggling. I'm struggling, man.
Oh yeah, man. Since you just joining the show, man, we've been asking everyone this. Rock proposed this question to us, and we've kind of gone around the horn and answered it. But what does mental health mean to you? What is your definition of mental health?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My mental health definition has evolved. When I was younger, I thought people that claim mental health were weak. You know, now I really truly understand the dynamics of mental health. And to be honest with you, a lot of people deal with mental health in different ways. Like I personally found how I was affected by mental health. It was just certain things that like anxiety. I thought that was just my way of rising to the occasion, you know. But I come to find out that was my fight or flight response from some mental health issues that I had. So so my definition right now is mental health I don't think it's a total I don't think it's a total disability. I just think it's it has levels to it. I think mental health has levels to it.
I agree. And it might mean something different to everyone, but just to sum it up, me and Michael kind of and Edmund, and what you're saying is their state of mental well-being. Where are you mentally?
I would
High,
like,
low, in the middle, or whatever.
yeah, if you don't mind talking about that, because I think a lot of people have what you just said. Like they think it's their, like you said, rising to the occasion. Like what does that, I guess, mean, or how did that display for you?
So when I became when I was younger, I used to tell people all the time that I have a different response for being nervous. You know how most people when they get nervous they speed up. They speed up, they talk faster, they don't really think, they can't think, they just react. Well, I had a total opposite response. The more nervous I got, the calmer I got, the slower I got. I was able to think through some nervous reactions, and it helped me. It helped me become a better instructor. It helped me become a better coach. It helped me become a better police officer. I didn't get wound up during stressful situations. It helps me as a parent. So I thought that was normal, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a normal response. Your body is supposed to protect itself. It's supposed to get wound up and tense. It's supposed, mine was totally opposite. I got relaxed.
That's good. And I don't think a lot of people talk about that anxiety. I know I have it have it really bad, especially when I get in certain situations. Fear of failure. When
Yeah.
you go through very traumatic, life events, and I tense up and I shut down, and I found that out through going to therapy. Of how to cope with that and how to just say when you can't do something, remove yourself if you need to. But that anxiety stuff is real, and I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I that's one of the reasons why I stopped coaching because I was literally passing out in the games.
Oh man.
Um, I was literally getting on the bench and I was passing out and nobody noticed. I was having fainting. I was basically fainting during stressful situations. I don't, and to this day, I don't enjoy success as much as I should
Yeah,
uh, because I'm so scared to fail that
yeah,
I don't enjoy success. So every time you guys pat me on the back with one of my boys, the next thing I say is to myself is, "Oh man, he's got to perform. He's got to do this. He's got to do that." And when he does it, it gets worse. Because now if you hit 10 points, you got to hit 20.
that's
Yeah,
And
well, I'll tell you this, bro.
that's
Like,
crazy, right? Like
yep,
that's why it's good to have these conversations because even in life, when people used to compliment me to this day, I can't receive it fully because it's like I'm always trying to live up, and I get very overwhelmed, with that stuff. Not only with my kids, but just even with me.
right.
And I guess you don't want to fail that you know, you get into this situation where, you know, you don't you try to gloss over stuff, or you don't really want to, you don't want that pressure on you and stuff, and so you kind of fade to the background, or try to shun that stuff, and yeah, that's crazy. That's
It
crazy.
is, man.
What sneaks in is it's actually imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're an imposter because you're not living up to other people's standards. And I'll tell you, Raj, like we talk all the time in the chat, blase, blase. Bro, accept it, live in the moment. Cause as far as you've gotten, and as far as your kids have gotten, somebody out there didn't even get a tenth of where you are, a tenth of where your kids are. Don't do a tenth of what you do for what you're doing for your kids, and what Edmund and Micah and all of you guys are doing. And I have to do that for myself sometimes, because I try to compare Landon to me, saying, well, when I was his age, I had these kind of instincts. My hand-eye coordination was way better than what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And his skill set may not be where mine was at that point. But then I have to think about, well, my wife had 2 miscarriages. It took us 3 times to get him here. God could have said, well, we're taking him earlier from this. He was supposed to be born with a birth defect, not even be able to play sports. But now he's being able to be out there. So now I'm just living in the moment. I still push him and still want the best from him, still want him to be better than me. But then I have to level set saying, hey, I'm just blessed to even have him. So don't put that pressure on him or myself. Just live in the moment for what it is.
And do
Man,
you
that's
think
good.
also, do you think with the survivor remorse, or, you know, the imposter syndrome that you say, that we're so used to surviving, living to survive versus living to just thrive, that anytime something good happens, we're waiting on the shoe to drop when something bad gonna happen? When is this gonna be taken away? Or when is this, you know, it's like I've never had the opportunity to live in the moment per se.
Hey, so
Yeah, because
Edmund,
a
let
lot
me
of
tell
times
you
we
this.
get standards set on us that we have a certain standard to ourselves, but other people looking at us now, we've raised that standard to try to meet our own and meet their expectations. Now
Hey,
then it becomes a double negative against ourselves.
so let me say something about pressure and living up to standard. And I know Michael feels this. We come from a family that has accomplished a lot. My daddy was popular in the neighborhood. Slick came. All right. And everybody knew him, from the older people to the people that I went to school with knew my dad. And you kind of have to live up to that same standard, or, you know what I'm saying, popularity. Look at Michael. Michael daddy, you know, city councilman for 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And now he became a city councilman. So it's almost like you got to meet that line. And sometimes it's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do meet that line, they say, well, he's supposed to. He was supposed
Yeah,
to.
and that's where I do, like I said, like it is that, but I'll say Daddy do a good job of saying, hey, you don't gotta do what I did. You don't have to. He always told me that, like, you make your own path, do your own thing. And so when I did become a city councilman, he was like, "You gonna do this for a long time?" Or like he was kind of like, you know, you don't have to stay in for 24 years like I did, or you know, he always anything I did, if it was close to what he did, he was like, you don't have to do it like I did it. And so I did my 4, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
That's good.
I think
That's
for
good.
me, it's like I created my own expectations. So, prime example, one of the most traumatic times in my life happened 8 years ago, right? You know, at 32 years of age, I became chief of staff to the CEO of the third largest county in Georgia. Well, all people saw was a headline and assumed that I did something bad or corrupt. It really wasn't. If you read the article, it was said, but it was clickbait, right? But people, it was like the people that was close to me knew the situation, but people that was outside of my circle started putting stuff out. And then, you know, I'm from a small town. I'm doing good. It's like sometimes people wait for you to fail, and they
They
think you
pounce.
failed, and then you had to live through that. And you know, you want to go out and defend yourself, but I say, you know, I ain't gonna worry about it. People gonna say what they gonna say. They gonna do, but you had to live through that people don't read or don't understand the situation. So you had to live there. I led the 6 o'clock news up here in Atlanta. I'm like, look, I didn't do anything wrong. Matter of fact, I fired the guy. I didn't even know the guy. I fired the guy. It was back in January. You know how I remember the situation is because I was the keynote speaker at the MLK Scholarship Dinner that year. It was back in 2015, if I can remember. And I spoke, and he came and shared some stuff with me. And I was like, dude. So I called my boss at the time. I was like, look, when I get back from Glenville, I'm going to fire him because he said that he did something before we brought him on our team. He did something that was corrupt, right? And so I said, I'm going to fire him. So I got back money from him, and I fired him. It was over and done with. They came and did a story on me 9 months later saying that I hired this guy that pretty much insinuating that I guess I took a bribe. He took a bribe a year before I even, hired and brought him on. Like, how am I held responsible for somebody's action I didn't know anything about? But I say all that to say this right here. So you had to live through that and live even in an echo chamber where people don't even know. Even sometimes, I remember Zubair. You remember when I was going after Zubair? He gonna send me Arkansas. Somebody sent me this. I'm like, dude, I didn't read it. Right? If you read it, you'll see I didn't do anything wrong. But people insinuate. So
well, how about he tried to send it to me?
Yeah,
After they sent it to him.
Hey, Emin, you was top 3 scandals from Tappan County. You, Russell, and Lee Berry.
Yeah, right. So
y'all remember that? The top 3 stories, man. Yeah, it was you.
Right. And so people, but see, what happens is, especially when you deal with anxiety and all this other stuff like that, people, you have to deal in that situation where people don't read and they don't understand this and understand that. And you have to live with this when you know the truth and you know you didn't do anything wrong. Like if I did something wrong, I would have been up under somebody's jail. I mean, it was rumors out that I embezzled money and I took this, I took that. I was like, how can I do that in government? Did you read the article? But leave it up to my good cousin and good friend Tawana. She was just like, I read the article. First of all, I didn't know you made that much money. But I knew the situation. And if you read it, you would have saw it. And so,
what year that was?
For a little while.
What year that was? Because I don't think I was around.
That was 2015. Yeah, okay, so I was the keynote speaker. Okay, so 2015.
I think it was before that.
It had to been like 15. Yeah.
It was 2015, January. I fired him in January 2015. They did the story in October. As a matter of fact, I was getting ready to transition. The crazy part, and me and my boss, Lee Bay, we still talk to this day. We talk every day. I just talked to him yesterday. The crazy part is I had went to him in August and said, I'm leaving. I want to go teach school. I said, I've had enough. Actually, I wasn't even going over to be his chief of staff. Once he got appointed to the CEO position, I had already sent out my resignation to the entire county that I'm leaving to go teach. He begged me to stay. And I was like, see, look, I should have just left. I wouldn't even been caught up in this mess. You know what I'm saying? But I stayed for 3 years with him through that period of time. And I was transitioning out anyway. And so the truth be told, when they put in the arc, and I say it now, I had 3 months of leave left, $40,000. I went on FMLA and got my money and then left. That's why I left. And, they report and say, oh, he's on leave. He's on FMLA. Yeah, I left. I had $40,000. You'll be a fool to leave $40,000 on the books.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I left.
Yes, sir.
That was Caucasian trick there.
That's why I left. I was like, I'm not leaving my money on the books.
You know what's funny, though? Like I said, man, every time, that anxiety right now, I guarantee that same anxiety will still affect you because you don't want to get nowhere near a scandal right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, and I bet you that also makes you a little nervous about who you rub elbows with and what organizations you become part of.
Absolutely, because no matter what, in the back of my mind, it's always that, right? So even if I'm doing something like, I'm always thinking that everybody's gonna look at me through that, and they don't even go read. They just, oh, you did this, but I didn't do it. Read the article. If you go in there, you read it. But it's always something that plagues me when I do anything, because of course, people don't read, and I know I got to live with it, and I have to explain it. So, like, when I talk to most people, and they go in there, oh, like, oh, you didn't do anything. Oh, you didn't. Oh, it wasn't even that bad. Like, but that's what I have to live with because of that. And so, and it hurts me sometimes because I actually did, like, even it was not like when we hired the guy on, he was already on the zoning board of appeals. He took the bribe from a developer for $1,000 for his son's baseball team. That's what he did. And I look at him now, he's all around Atlanta, and he just got a proclamation from the mayor. He doing his thing and all this other stuff. And so, but it's still, for me, it plagues me, and I have to deal with that and live with that,
Man,
but your redemption has come through your work itself. You've been Teacher of the Year. I mean, you've done big things with your students. So a lot of that, the America's mindset is like the NFL, not for long. 1 million plus people almost died during the pandemic. Voted the same people right back who governed the pandemic.
I said,
so
I ain't do that. But it was funny because it was some people in Glenville. I would never forget. And I know the names. I call them too, talking about, I talked to my people up in Atlanta. Oh, he going to jail. He looking like what? Then they even lumped me and my cousin. And they lumped me and my cousin and talk about he helped me take some money too. We was like, where are they getting this stuff? Glenville is something else, boy. When it comes to things, they would take stuff and stretch it and make it more than what it is. I was like, it was.
They ain't selling nothing. It's just people talking.
Yeah, well, I was like, and then
they eat up
when I went through my divorce and I moved back home, and so that helped. And you should just heard, man, that was funny. I was like, look, I moved back to my house that I paid for. That house paid for, and so me and my kids went down there, and I had to do what I had to do. But I don't, when people don't know your business, they begin to assume and make up stuff, and it is what it is. But look where I'm at. I'm in a house I own again. I rebuilt my life. And my kids doing well, I'm doing well, and it is what it is. So, but it still plays a part in the back of your mind sometimes, as far as like people judging you for something that's not true. You're right.
Hey, while you say something about building your life over again, it kind of reminded me of the text that you sent about the 6%. 6% of black males that were making over $100,000 or something to that matter, and some people would think that's a large number. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I think it represents us pretty good, because I think a lot of successful black males don't really brag about what they have and what they accomplish.
Absolutely.
I think other people do that for them. You know what I'm saying? My dad always told me, he said, if you got to, basically, if you got to show somebody what you got, then you ain't never had it.
Absolutely.
Something to that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go, you get the new car, you got to go out there and flex. You at the Bahamas, you got to go flex. I just don't see a lot of people I hang with do that. I'm not saying go take pictures with your boys. I'm talking about, how it is. Got the live going. This is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a lot of people I hang with, I don't see do that. And a lot of people I do hang with are successful.
Yeah, and then when you think about the logic of it, I know we were talking about GTI. You brought up some good stuff too, because if you break that 6% down even more, how many of those $100,000 people are living check to check?
Oh, it's
to me, it ain't about how much you make; it's how much you retain, and then how much you have going out versus coming in.
And it's a lot of people that are getting affected with these cuts, and they are, and you're gonna see that they live check to check.
Above their means. Above their means. I know a lot of people who make less than 70,000, but got a large house, got nice cars.
Absolutely, because they know how to manage their money.
Nothing.
But it takes for us to be able to make 100,000. How much student loans do we have to get?
Absolutely.
We already going into it with a bunch
credit cards.
Hey,
don't
should have
count.
joined. Hey, should have joined Air Force, Michael.
I read a book years ago. It's called Automatic
My
Millionaire.
neck was too. I couldn't pass height and weight.
I read a book years ago called Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. And in that book, he talked about just this situation, what we're talking about. There was a couple who had a combined income of $100,000 and this guy who had made over $100,000 by himself. When those people died, I'm going to say when they came to retirement age, they had over $3 million in savings and mutual funds, etc. He was broke because he was living above his means or spending everything he was making and not saving anything. And so, you know, just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean you know how to manage your money and make that money work for you. And that's the problem with a lot of people in our community is that we want to show everybody what we have versus save and put away things for your future, man. So
You know what my number one rule is? I'm not a financial expert, bruh. When I left Glenville, man, I had a bag and $5 in my pocket. Right when I left Glenville, I had to learn how to stretch a dollar. And when I learned how to stretch a dollar, I was still out there in the streets, and I wound up being a young parent. So I had to learn how to live with a small amount of money. And then when I learned how to live with that small amount of money, I started making more money. But guess what? My mindset stayed. I stayed with that small amount. And that other money was extra. People, I heard the rumors, you know, people call me cheap. They call me whatever. I got a rule that if I can't buy it twice, I don't buy it.
Yeah, I'd rather be frugal than flashy. I'd rather be
I
frugal
literally,
than flashy.
if I can't straight up and buy something twice, I'm not talking about a house or a car. I'm talking about that TV, that living room set. I'm telling you, if I cannot buy it twice, I will not purchase it.
But you know, what's crazy about it is that I work in an inner city school now, and one of the things that I see from our kids is that the poorest of the poor are the ones out here flashing all these labels. I mean, I got kids got $200 sneakers on, got $1,000 phone, got a $200 book bag, and they don't have school supplies. They always come and ask me, "You got a pencil? You got
What's a good percentage? What's a good percentage
Boy,
of that?
you feeding right into Roger Wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I knew he was
what's a
about to
good
say
percentage?
I knew he was about to say something.
I'm talking about 95% of them. And so, right, look, I don't disagree. I think there needs to be balance here now.
Me and your co-partner had a good conversation a couple of days ago about that. And he told me that was not the norm.
Oh, in inner city it is. These kids got on essential sweaters. They got on Jordans, every pair you can name.
Hold on. When you say
inner
city, what is the median salary?
I see it everywhere I go. Even when I taught at Bradwell, I'm be honest.
What is the median salary of those areas?
Bradwell is salary? These people are pretty. Well, I'll keep it at this. I don't know people's household income, but I'm telling you, my school is 100% Title I school.
Yeah.
Like so Title I school, that means that these kids qualify for free and reduced lunch, and most of them are totally 100% free lunch.
So to put that in perspective, a school there in that area is basically on the same level with a Tappan County schools.
Absolutely. And I guarantee you go to Tappan County, you'll see the same thing. It's a cultural thing. And Roger, I agree with you here. It's a cultural thing, and we got to change some of those things in our community where our priorities are not education. Our priorities now is looking good, being an influencer, how many likes I can get, how many TikToks I can make, and it's not about being a success educationally overall, and that's something we got to change. And it's heartbreaking to see it every day. I really do. I
think a lot of times we it's the measure of success that we have. I think people think the measure of success is having things. There's nothing wrong with getting things, but don't measure success that way.
I have people coming at my kids like I'm zoned for a predominantly, it's a good mixture, but white community, changing community, mixed. But my son, with even some of his friends, like he went. Like when you see the kids how they dress, my son will roll out in some sweatpants and a shirt. I can go to Walmart steal for my oldest child, and he don't grumble or say anything because of what I instilled in him. He don't care about all. Now they're getting a little fashion oriented, but we can still. I told him how you can still shop on the budget. And like him, he was looking at a polo shirt the other day. He was like, "I'm not paying. That's too much. I like my money. We can go to the outlet, see if we can get it cheaper." But it's how you raise your kids, right? They're not focused on all that. They not focused on getting the designer this and the designer that. They And I think it's what we instill in our kids. And we think when you look at how black people go shop for their kids for school versus how people with money or white people go shop for their kids, we were on there spending $1,000. They don't spend that much money. They go buy a bunch of T-shirts, some sweat pants, and sweat shorts, and they call it a day. And them kids roll up. Matter of fact, you go to a predominantly white school, you see those kids rolling off in some rolled over Adidas.
That was the second part of me. That was the second part of me and Roger's conversation. Like I told him, when we go to a fluent school or Landon plays against them, you hardly ever see Jordans or what do they call the slides they put on?
Yeah,
Crocs. That's all you see.
Yeah, them kids they don't wear all that. Yeah. So I think that's the
man. My kids be embarrassing me, bro. Ray strictly, if it ain't issued, Ray don't wear it. That boy got polos on the hanger, but if it ain't issued, that joker ain't wearing it. That joker got every camp shirt, every high school T-shirt, and that's what he wear.
That's what they wear.
Whether it's Walmart or the Stag Shop, Landon gonna wear it. You don't care.
Let me tell you something. And Walmart got good shirts and stuff, and that Reebok stuff pretty good up in there. So, but my thing is, when you build your kids up and your kids are confident in who they are, they don't care about all that stuff. And you can joan them or say what you want to say to them. They don't care.
I wear what I want to wear.
I'm not gonna look at you and say I got a 4.22.
Hey, I wear what I want to wear. Sometimes y'all think I got on $100 shirt. I probably got $2 shirt on. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care.
$100 shirt and some bad bodies.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't care. I can get anything I want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about you. Worried about me wearing my daughter told me. What was that shirt? I told her one time I used to wear Polo Assassin.
Bruh, my daughter told me that too. I stopped wearing it.
You, Daddy. Not you. You ain't wearing no Polo Assassin. I said, yeah. I said, I didn't even know the fucking difference at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I didn't know the difference. So I saw the Polo. I put the shirt on. I ain't had no issues with that. And she was like, I know you ain't wearing no Polo Assassin. Girl, you just don't know what I wear. You get what I'm saying? I wear what I like. If I walk into Walmart and see something, I like it, I'm gonna wear it. Target. That's the same thing going to JCPenney, Macy. If I see something that I like, I go. Yeah. I have a bad habit of buying stuff from me. So guess what I don't do now? I don't go up there and shop by looking at the price tag. When I get to the counter, and it's sometimes I win and sometimes I don't. But sometimes I go to the counter with a shirt I like. And this lady, hey, especially at anybody ever shop at not Macy, what's the other one? Dillard's. Yeah. Okay, so Dillard got this little scam, I call it. So I go and buy the polo from Dillard's. The lady takes it, and then she takes this little sale sticker and she puts across the top of the thing. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm getting a deal. And then she told up that shit, and I be wanting to slap the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? Because now I done paid $150 for a damn shirt. Bro. I know it ain't no sale.
Yeah. But nah, you're right. But I think it comes from, it's historical. We didn't have much, but on Sunday we put on our best to go show,
Yeah, my daughter picked at me from the car till we got to the sanctuary because I had on a U.S. Assassin polo. And I was like you, Slick. They just coming out. I think it's another division of Ralph Lauren polo.
Yeah.
You ain't never wearing that Walmart brand. With all them people on the logo.
I know.
And I really say it like one that, side longer than the other.
The first time I shopped at what's that discount store?
Which one?
Not Mercy. What it?
Marshall, TJ Maxx.
Hey, so I went to Marshall's one time and bought me a nice ass shirt, man. And I didn't know this was back in the day. Marshall's done got way better now. But back in the day, Marshall's was selling defects, right? I bought a shirt, bro. The seam I don't know what it was, but the seam was coming across like
Well,
this
they had
here.
that Glory Trail,
Yeah, man. I was like, what's wrong with this shirt? You know what I'm saying? My boy said, where you got it from? I said, Marshall. He started busting out laughing. He said, man, you don't buy no clothes from Marshall, man. They defects. They defects. You know what I'm saying?
They irregulars.
I'm telling you,
still
man.
go in there and get like workout stuff, and if it's a nice polo or something, I grab it.
Man, I grab anything. I love t-shirts. I'll go to Marshall and get me a t-shirt in a second, bro.
Yeah, man. But comment in the chat. Do you live up to other people's standard, or do you live up to your own? And does imposter syndrome sometimes cause you to think twice about how you move? But once again, this is the Corner Store Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know we went over a little bit. We can't never stick to the time, Michael.
Never.
We was on track
to
the police and the education came.
Had a whole plan.
Had a whole plan.
We talked about some good stuff: mental health, anxiety. You know, clearing up. You know what people have to live with. That's good stuff. I guarantee you, we ain't the only ones dealing with stuff.
Yeah. Some of y'all crazy. Some of y'all need some real treatment. Like y'all need to go sit down and get checked in.
During that time, right? I wanted to blow up on people, man. I was like, these folks out here lying on me.
Mike Red, it's a couple of them. Mike Red need to go get checked in. Dominique need to get checked in.
Oh man.
Big Nicky need to get checked in.
Yeah, all right.
She on here too now. All right, she on here tonight too, bro.
Yeah, she need to check in.
She down there on vacation too?
Yeah, she said she relaxing in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, she need to check in. Some of them need that in-house treatment. They don't need a prescription sent.
Y'all, I live by the month. Everybody got a little cray. Everybody.
Yeah. Y'all heard that? Nikki out there shooting at Roger. But yeah, man, moving to the last subject, and man, this is something I definitely want you to chime in on, Slick, and then you also, Edmund, with you being in the education system, man, moms of star athletes that are unsung MVP, 77% of professional athletes credit their mothers as their primary support system. Yet only 12% of sports agencies provide resources and that are specifically for parents, specifically single mom parents who don't know how to navigate the recruiting process, the college visiting process, or who to listen to.
I think that number's changing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why too.
It should be changed to parents.
The 77.
Parents,
yeah.
Not just the mothers, but parents. Because there are a lot of fathers out there doing their due.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna go that angle. So I believe that number is high because you did have a lot of single parents of athletes. You know, going back to the reflection of neighborhoods and the makeup of the family. But I think now most of your successful athletes now are getting coming from middle class families. I think sports have started to some of the poor guys or poor kids are getting funded out of sports.
They are being priced out.
Yeah, they getting funded out of sports.
Roderick.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Did you see Kendrick Perkins?
That's why I said parents. And that's why I said parents instead of moms, because when you look at it, I totally agree with you. Most of these kids in basketball, football, even track, if you can't afford it, you're not going to be able to play it. You're not going to be able to play it. And so it's only the parents that can afford it. Like, look, I'm late. I was late getting on here because I was at the gym with my son while he had to go work out. Like, he's working out now. Like, and I have to do that. Yesterday, as a father, because you know I'm raising two boys by myself as a single father, I had to drop one off at the gym, go on the other side of town, drop the other one off at football practice, leave the football practice, drive back to the gym to pick that one up. So I'm back at the football field to pick that one up for football practice.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff we got to do.
But it's not even joining the teams. A lot of the families are paying for, like you said, their trainers, paying for the extra training, paying for extra help. And so they got a edge when it comes to the actual competition because they've had more tailored training during the off season because their families can't afford it.
So, Micah, I see that you got a son that's playing football for Chatham County, right? All right. How much did it cost for him to play this year?
For him to, so it didn't cost anything to play for the school itself.
So let me tell you this. So over here in Columbia County, all funding comes from the parents. So in order for your kid to play, it is a minimum of $300
At the school.
At the school, we talking about a public school.
Oh yeah,
that is still.
I think you told me that
gets
last
you.
year.
That gets you. Let me tell you what that gets you. That gets you the $100 registration fee for to play high school football. That gives you another $150 for the gear. So you pay for the away gear, jumpsuit, shorts, practice shirt. I think it's something else. Now, and then you still got to go and buy cleats, and the cleats are they recommend a certain color. You can't have a certain color. So now you got to go specifically get this particular color. Now, that's strictly what the fee is there. Now, let's say you got a kid like my son. My son, I had to pay the $300 fee. All right. On top of that, he has to go to camps.
That's for all sports.
As a parent, you got to travel. Yeah.
That's for all sports league.
Yeah. Every sport has a fee.
Oh yeah. Last year, our track fee each year is $300.
Yeah.
That's start at $300 plus you got to buy all your other supplies.
Hey, bro, most counties don't. Most counties, the county don't fund sports. The
what?
All they do is
the only thing they do is they loan. You can use the bus. You can use the buses. That's it. But even that, they cap the bus. But the parents, we fund the whole football program, and that includes equipment. That includes the weight room. That includes the only thing Columbia County did for us is they went and got our fields redone. They put turf.
It's always been like that.
It's been like that the last 3 places I've been.
Roger, and I guarantee you, y'all got a strong booster club that probably even fund the football coaches.
I think the coaches have to be teachers. So
no. Let me tell you. So, like in Gwinnett County, my best friend, he's the offense coordinator at Mill Creek High School. He's a teacher, but they get a supplement from the booster club. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
So
Ware County and Wayne County, right?
The head coach is paid by the county. The head coach is paid by the county, and then you have, as long as they're teachers, they allocate so much money. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this coach get $1,000 or $2,000 supplemental pay on top of his salary for teaching. Then if the coach go and pick up any additional, that comes out of the booster club.
Yeah, and that's
some of these schools, like in Wayne County and Ware County, they're giving the coaches a house, got them a truck, and almost $150,000.
Some programs are successful too, honey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ware County is like they dominate.
Yeah, they successful. So in order for you, see, one thing about Columbia County is everybody keeps saying that Columbia County has all this money. Well, they don't fund, huh?
I was gonna say, how many schools are in Columbia County?
6. We have 6. 1 6A, which is the highest division, and then I think 3 5A schools, and then
absolutely
2 AA's.
Buford is crazy. They have a huge booster club. They're the only football.
It's like a little small college, boy. Got more money than Savannah State.
Yeah.
But I don't blame them though. That the city, but you know what they did? The city bought that stadium.
Oh no, they did.
The school don't own that. The city bought that, and they rent that. Yeah, they making money.
But Buford, they got those football powerhouses, but hopefully these new rules kind of level the playing field. But I think they're gonna find ways around it. But places like Buford are.
That's why they said 3. Hey, that's why they said 3.
3 what?
They only going after the 3 moves.
Oh yeah.
But, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Buford, they have a lot of people that they be recruiting in up there. Like,
Buford been recruiting
it's like a track in North Gwinnett County. It's like a arms race. You got North Gwinnett, you got Buford, you got Mill Creek, you got what's that?
Great
Grayson,
Atlanta Christian be in there too.
Grayson, and
What's
Great Atlanta
the
Christian
other
is
school?
also
Milton.
right down the street in
Milton.
North. So you got all of those schools competing for one another. But see, the private schools still can benefit if they give money because it's a private school.
Yeah. Milton up there too. But let me tell you though, they to me that's smart the way they doing business. Buford's smart, and they collaborated with the city, and they all thought about it. Then guess who had the first high school game on ESPN? You thought they did that for free? You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
They went in there and got the money. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's playing.
It's like, but here's the thing though, as a person who worked in government, like in a county like Gwinnett and even the city of Atlanta and DeKalb County and these bigger school districts, you can't do that because you have so many schools. They only have one school, so the city can come in and say we're gonna build a stadium, and the taxpayers agree to pay $67 million to build the stadium and say it's gonna be used for not only football, but all this other stuff. You can do that because you just got one school to focus on. But
Hey,
for all those bigger
Tanner County, in my opinion, Tanner County will never win a state championship.
Oh no, they're not gonna be.
nah,
With the best talent, they're gonna come close.
Why do you think Tanner will win a state championship? Because I think they can, but I just think there are
I
other
will
things.
say they won't put the investment in that it takes to win a state championship.
They won't.
Number one.
I'm not saying
They
they
don't
won't
pay
have the
no
talent, and I think that they got some young coaches. But what I'm telling you is when you get out of that area, and you start competing statewide, you start seeing the difference between the programs.
Yeah.
But
what do you think, Roger? Let's go here. What do you think they can do to get to that next level?
They won't do it. Like what I'm telling you is Valdosta has $1 million weight room. Valdosta has a pipeline from the rec league all the way through high school.
Yeah.
They invest in their the rec league coaches. What I'm telling you is it takes a lot of money to be a champion. Now, I'm not saying you can't be a Toombs County and have this team that is generational. We did that as a Tatton. We should have won a state champion with my team. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is you go, no matter how talented you are, you go against these programs that are built to win, and talent just don't beat them all the time.
But let me tell you what, Roger, Toombs County, this state championship it wasn't a fluke. They did the things that you're talking about.
I didn't know. I know Toombs County is good.
They have been doing this. This ain't been just like this year is just magical. No, they've been working on this for the better part of a decade.
And they took the Lowndes, the Valdosta, the Camden County model and applied it to them. They start, like you say, the rec, the middle school, the pipeline, the high school.
Let's see. That's what I'm telling you. Tatton County won't make the investment that it's going to take us to the next level.
They won't. And I think Tatton still.
Us three need to go back. Edmund, you can come be a analyst for us.
I think Tatton still got that little bit of. You got to have certain people in certain positions. You know, some people are gonna get playing time based off their name recognition.
But this is what I don't understand, Michael, and you're there, is why are the middle school seems to be decent, but when they get to the high school, all those kids just fall off.
Weight room.
Well, one is the weight room.
And now I told y'all, like one of the I asked him, they won a state championship 2 years ago. They actually beat Juju when he's the offense coordinator at Mill Creek, right? They beat that year. They won the state championship. But he always told me over the years the reason why their program is good goes back to what Roger said. He took me on a tour of the recreation department. The recreation department has their mascot. They play from the age they learning like plays, trying to play their offensive scheme. They're doing all that stuff they get to middle school. When they get to middle school, that the rec program feeds the middle school. The middle school carries on, and then when they get ready to come to high school, they're ready to go and they develop. And then weight training is a part of their regimen. So when they get there, he actually was the weight room teacher, and they have a full-fledged program all year long. And nutritional program. nutritional and weight room program to keep those kids in top-notch shape and ready to go. And that's what they do. And we don't do that
you know, Tappan County did not offer weight training as a class until 92.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they just introduced it in the middle school, probably, let's see, Seth. No, they had maybe a couple years before his 6th grade year, they started doing weight training. So what happened was when I was in, because the middle schools now have fallen off. If you kept, now they may be on the way back with combining the schools, but they had fallen off for a while because all the other schools around had introduced weight training earlier. And on top of that, going back to the rec league, their rec departments were way better than ours. I mean, Shan, we still playing on the same football field that y'all probably was playing on, the back of the baseball field. So
exactly.
That's us.
Same field.
Yeah,
And
that's why
so
I played
we
it.
The Falcons, the Raiders, the Packers, and the Cowboys.
same teams, right? So
Which is wild. Why they got all that space? Why they never just carved out a football field for them?
We had told them that you could carve out a football field anywhere out there, and the field they play on is not
Baseball
regulation.
#1 in Tappan County. You know that.
I don't
So
know
even
why.
that's trash.
I don't know why they're not good.
I don't know why.
Exactly.
In their mind, they
I hate
go into
saying
the
like
grave.
this, what white people want.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you from me watching programs over the years and being able to see certain things. You know, people invest in what they want to invest in when it comes to sports.
I agree, Rob.
Evans is a very talented place. All right, they have talent, but they still had one of the worst basketball programs funding wise. But they were winning, so they was getting funding a little bit other way, you know, other places. But they still didn't have some of the equipment that was necessary to win a state championship. So when we were beating everybody around here, when we left and went to these programs like Norcross, Milton, we couldn't compete. Even though we had the talent, we couldn't compete because them kids were stronger. Them kids went through different camps. They were, you know, they had a program in place.
So
we were just going to stick off talent.
Prime example, last week, Benedictine, Big Bad BC, right around Savannah, beating up all the Savannah schools, beating up all the schools around here. They called Buford in to play them last week. Buford came in and beat them 42-14.
Yeah.
I'm talking about beat them.
Sometimes it's all about, you know, like I said, some people are happy to win in their area. And then some people want to win some people want to win the state.
And back to the point of the topic, though, guys. We went all the way around the circle.
Yeah, I got
what can y'all give to the single mom that's watching the show right now? Give them 1 or 2 tips. We went all the way around and didn't answer the topic.
Nah, ain't no.
I was about to come back to it, Shannon. What I was gonna say is back.
They ain't hold no blocking bag. They ain't hold no blocking bag. They ain't
saying, what guidance would you give them if, like, you got these predatory recruiters and scouts and neighborhood agents in here? What advice could you give them as a sense of guidance?
You use them. I'm gonna be honest with you. Use them. If you can, right now it's expensive, and as a mom, if you got an opportunity for a guy to do some things for you, do it. I mean, you ain't got to promise him nothing. If you got to smile, let him do it.
Because clean it up a little bit, dog. Clean it up.
I'm serious. What I'm telling you is, it is some predatory coaches out there, and what I'm telling you is, if I'm a mom and all I got to do for you to smile at my son, to take him to a camp in Atlanta that I can't get him to, then I'm gonna smile all day. You know.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm not saying go out there and sell, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is, these guys gonna take advantage of you. You need to make sure that you earn your angle.
Hey, I told y'all in the chat how they be looking at the rec league games in the morning, boy.
I don't blame you, bro.
They son trash and they mama fine, and her son play a lot. You know what's going on.
But it is what it is, man. You got to, you know. I'm just telling you right now, even as a single father, as a single father, if somebody want to give you some assistance, and you need to take that angle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Edmund, one of them more teacher moms want to drop your son out, you better take that angle, bro. I'm just telling you.
Boy, you said angle. I thought you were about to say something else.
Man, I'm just telling you, man, you got to take advantage of everything.
We already talked about him being caught up in a scandal one time on this show. We don't
God,
Man, I'm trying to
right, we
tell
don't
you,
need no
boy.
more. We don't need no more. But what I was saying too, like
Edmund Richards, the Edmund Pope.
But if your kid ain't training year round, pretty much you get left behind. You can't. The days are over where you can just come in and you know how when we played sports back in the day, you just drop in and you know for you played football and you dropped in to play this and you dropped in to play. Those days pretty much over now.
Yeah, but you know what? Me and Kelly was talking about. We stayed active. Slick, you remember we would go to football practice and might go out to the park and play basketball right after.
No, them kids don't do that no more, man.
We stayed active.
You know, Rashad wouldn't play out there at the rec department.
Because it's concrete.
Asphalt. Yeah, he wouldn't do it. Like, I would get mad because, you know, I want to see my son compete. And, you know, I would bring him down and he'll look at me like, man, I'm not coming out here on this asphalt and playing.
These kids are becoming experts. You can't do that. It's funny watching kids who think they're real fast and go out there and compete against a kid that's been training year round, know their race, know how to do this, you can't compete, man. You can't compete.
Or like with us, we 13 and 14 playing against Ricky Arthur and Paul Grubbs at the park in basketball. Grown men.
Yeah.
Grown men. So
I still remember that. Ricky Arthur. What's the dude that's a preacher now?
Will White. Craig Phillips.
Will Wright, Frog Leg. I'm not Frog Leg.
Grown men.
What's his brother? Both of them. There used to be two of them.
Kick Fire.
It used to be two Tigners that used to come out there and play with us.
And never pass the ball if they're on your team.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Kids are different nowadays, man. And you know, I hate the fact that single mom, if you coming out your pocket, you probably getting shafted. Find you somebody to mentor your kid that ain't trying to sleep with you, trying to get a piece of it. Because some of these guys are giving you bad information. Like the kid that just got drafted at Utah, you know, his mama's kind of fit that range of a single mom. And this guy's straight hustling. You know, he's known in the basketball world up in Atlanta. And he's not giving good advice, man. All he's doing is collecting checks, man.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I got to break it down, bro. These kids got school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
We way over the time we said we was gonna stick to, but it's always
I'm gonna pop duty.
Chop it up with y'all, man. But before we go, man, this is season 3, episode 1. We're gonna be back with have more guests, and take a listen to this, Slick. Let me know if you can hear it.
Every shot, every sprint, I'm repping with pride. We don't run from the work, we lean into the flame. From a town full of fighters, now I'm changing the game. My name hold weight, and my heart beat true. Rashad King, remember what I came to do. Came from a town where the streets talk slow, but the grind loud and respect move low. Where your last name matter, and your word even more. Glenville raised the king, now I'm kicking indoors. We ain't have much.
So that's Shy King, Roger King. Big salute once again. Me and him been chatting in the inbox, man. Told him I can't wait to see. And bro, there's a lot of people paying attention to you. I know you say you don't like that pressure, but live in the moment. Even my Uncle Ken's like when they play the Gators, he's definitely coming to see that. So not only him, other people are paying attention. So the whole town is watching. Evan is watching.
Oh man, I said I don't like it. I don't say, hey, you know, we're gonna stand 10 toes down. You know, that's our motto now. We gonna meet that line. It's just the fact that, like I'm telling you, that line is constantly moving for us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
and then,
you go back.
Edmund, Michael, and I'll get with Al, Kelly, and the rest of Luke. Man, check y'all schedule for next year. I think Gainesville is the closest they come in, right, Slick?
Yeah. For
what do y'all
me,
think
it's
about
Columbia.
Cornerstone road
me,
trip?
Yeah, for me, it's Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, I think Columbia is close to me too.
Oh, Columbia, yeah, I can. That's like driving to Glenville.
Yeah, Columbia is
or
on a
what
Saturday.
about a Cornerstone trip to the Boots?
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Oh,
So
I'm
y'all
down.
know.
I'm down for New Orleans.
Bro, we way overdue. We supposed to have a party. We supposed to got together, did a live podcast. So
yeah,
either if we can get a road trip or
We're
something.
gonna have to put down a date, and everybody's just gonna have to agree. We're gonna go there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there, so you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, there it is, man. Well,
Let's pick
thank
a
y'all
game.
for tuning into the
in the chat, in the group chat. Let's go ahead and pick a date. Let's pick a game next season, and let's circle it and let's go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I'll get with the rest of the guys and make it happen. But if you're watching in the chat, man, thank you for tuning in. If you watch the replay, thank you for watching. This is the Corner Store podcast, where a couple of guys from Glenville, Georgia, let you in on our group chat in the form of a podcast. This is season 3, episode 1. I'm gonna bring more guests on. If you want to come on, shoot me an inbox and we'll get you on. Stay tuned for more to come. Slick, Roger, Edmund, appreciate y'all. Slick, you
hey,
pretty
I got
calm
one more.
tonight.
Y'all don't think James and Erling would have gave me my wallet back?
Bro, I was just finna hit on it. James and Erling might have, but Jacoby or Waukesha, I don't know.
I don't know about it.
Man, Roger,
anybody with a YN in their Facebook page, you gotta stop stereotyping out for. They'd have gave you stuff.
Y'all did that. I just called out some names.
You would have got your wallet back. It wouldn't have been nothing but a wallet. No driver license, no credit.
Nah, it would have been a Roger.
Took my discount card out of there.
Nah, you would have got all your stuff back, but then you would have saw another Roger King pop up in like New Jersey or something.
Yeah,
man. Amazon just ordered at this shipping address.
Swear, bro.
All that. But yeah, man.
All
Thank
right,
y'all
fellas,
for tuning in.
Good with y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, I can't even hit back door.